Today I'm sharing spring home decor ideas with easy DIY projects that are budget friendly and perfect for spring decorating. Welcome to the Chic Show. That I picked up at the Goodwill bins, I believe, but it was originally from Target. Even though it's nice and pretty, all white, I want it to make it look like it has been sitting out in the weather. So I'm using some of DIY's liquid patina iron paint, and I'm just brushing it onto the edges of all the bottom part and then also along the top part. And with this patina paint, you put one coat on and then you go back and add a second coat after the first coat is completely dry. Then with that second coat, you apply the patina spray. And the patina spray I have is the green spray. Now that I've added my second wet coat, I'm going to go ahead and spray that paint with the patina spray. After this, I will just let it dry and let it do its thing, and it gives this magical rusty appearance. Here's what it looks like after that paint and the spray has completely dried. Now I'm just going to add my little succulents to this little planter, and I think it has a lovely little aged look. This planter, I'm just using a tin can, and I'm going to go ahead and drill holes into either side of it. And then I'm going to give it a couple of coats of DIY paint in mint chip. I also added this rub-on transfer from IOD. I can't remember if it's from the Brocante transfer or the Botanicals. I think it was the Botanicals. That would make sense since it's flowers. And I'm just rubbing this onto the can. Also on this project, I'm going to be using that same patina paint and patina spray. So the first thing I'm going to do is add on some of that patina paint all around the edges and a couple of other places around the can. I'll let that dry and then I'll go back and add another coat on top, and while that paint is still wet, give it a spray with that patina spray. Now for this one, I did mix up a couple of other bottles of patina spray that I was trying to get some different colors to it. I'm not sure if it worked or not. I did get a little bit of a variation, so maybe it did. I just used vinegar, salt, and a little bit of paint. This one definitely turned out rusty and crusty. Let me know, are you into the rusty crusty look as well? Favorite project from today, this little metal wall pocket I found at the Goodwill bins. I first took it outside and gave it a coat of black spray paint, and now I'm using Waverly chalk paint in dusk to paint just the front. And this did take several coats. I don't know why. This paint was very, very thin, so it did take several coats. I wanted to wet distress this one just a little bit, so I just used a wet wipe and went back and just wiped away random areas just to give it more of an aged look. I didn't plan this out very well. I distressed it really before I should have. But I'm going to apply another coat of paint to the front for this paint inlay. Paint inlays do have to be applied to wet paint. So you give it one coat of paint and let it dry, and then you apply the second coat, or your last coat anyway, and apply the paint inlay to the wet coat of paint. So once I get this on, I'm going to spritz that paint inlay on the paint side with some water and then lay it into that wet paint. I have had the best luck with my paint inlays if I just leave them alone and let them dry overnight. And I'm not always that patient, but they do seem to work better for me. Now, once I get that paint inlay down, I'm going to spritz it again with some water and then just dab that water off and kind of push that paint inlay down into that wet paint. Then the next day, once it's completely dry, I spritzed it with a little bit of water. Again, I'm kind of pouncing around with a rag, and then I will let it sit for a few seconds and then pull away that backing paper. You definitely want to seal your paint inlays. It's best to use a spray sealer and let that dry before you apply anything with a brush. Thanks again. Sparrow's nest mold, and for this one I'm going to be using 2 of the birds and the nest. Again, I am trying to use up that dried out air dry clay, but I did place it in 2 of the molds of the birds and 1 of the bird nests. When you use clay, you do want to dust these molds with some cornstarch so that the clay will release. Once the clay releases, you can work around the edges with your fingers to get the look that you want. I painted both birds with fusion paint in French eggshell. The nest will get Waverly Antique wax. Once the paint and the wax was dry, to bring out the details of both the birds and the nest, I used some gold rub and buff. But before using that, I applied some clear wax so that I could have more control over moving that gold rub and buff around. The rub and buff really brings out the details of the birds and the nest, and the clear wax allows me to wipe back in places that normally would be difficult with the rub and buff. This is a thick wood piece that I thrifted, I believe, at the Goodwill bins, and I went ahead and gave it a coat of DIY paint in Farm Fresh. Then I used a couple of gilded transfers. These are not from the spring release, these are older ones that I have from last year, and I applied this label one to the top left, and then I'm going to apply the branch one down at the bottom right. Now that I have the transfers in place, I'm going to position my birds and my nest, and I'm going to use some Tight Bond Quick and Thick to apply these. To add a little more detail, I sanded around the edges of the wood piece, and then I used some more of that gold rub and buff and just rubbed it along the edges. I love the way this one turned out, and I would love to know what you think about it. Number two, I have some fancy farm carrots for you. I made these carrots using resin and using the IOD tapers molds from Christmas. And now I'm using some of Waverly chalk paint in pumpkin, and I'm going to paint each of the carrots. Once the paint was dry, I coated each of the carrots with some clear wax. This will allow the dark wax that I'm going to use next to be removed a little bit easier in places that I do want to pull it back. So I'll rub this clear wax all over, basically on the surface of the carrots and not necessarily down in all the nooks and crannies. I'm going to use this little makeup brush to get down in those nooks and crannies with this dark wax, because that's where I want the dark wax to stay, so that these fancy carrots will look like they've just been pulled out of a fancy garden. Now I'm going to use a dry paper towel and just come back and wipe away any of that dark wax from the surface area of the carrots so that orange paint will come back through. This is one of Dollar Tree's canvas boards, and I'm painting it with Waverly chalk paint in plaster. After the paint has had time to dry, I'm applying some different stamps from IOD. This is the ephemeral type stamp, I believe, and I'm just placing them in various places all over the canvas. I'm also using this little crackle stamp that I ordered from Amazon and just stamping it in random places as well. Now it's time to arrange our carrots onto the canvas and add some greenery. I got this greenery from a garland that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I just cut pieces of it off, and it works perfectly for these carrots. So I cut off about 3 pieces for each of the carrots, and I'm going to tie those together using a little bit of jute twine. And as you can see here, I am applying a little bit of clear and dark wax to the backing as well. Before I used the jute twine to tie those greenery pieces together, I did snap off the ends, and I used a little rubber band to hold them together. I will be adhering the greenery to the front of the carrots this time. So I am going to use some Gorilla Glue and a little bit of hot glue to attach my carrots to the backing. Greenery, I'm going to need a boatload of hot glue because you have to not only put it onto the carrots, but also behind the greenery onto the canvas. It is important to kind of hold it in place until the glue sets up. I forgot to film it, but I felt like there were a couple of spaces there that were a little blank, so I used a butterfly stamp and some egg stamps, both from IOD's Patige stamps. And because these are fancy carrots and I like to add a little bit of gold to most of my pieces, I'm using a little bit of gold rub and buff just to bring out those details of the carrots. I also used the rub and buff to accent the edges of the canvas. I'm pretty happy with the way these little carrots came out.
I hope at least one of these spring home decor DIYs inspired your spring decorating. If you love easy DIY decor, affordable home styling, and spring ideas, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're looking for another video to watch, I recommend this one right here. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to share the chic. Bye now.